In the famous words of Terrell Owens, that's my quarterback. G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. And today, guys, we're talking about Kenny Pickett. That's my quarterback. Well, that was what Terrell Owens said about his quarterback being Tony Romo in the famous speech that he had after a game, right? That's my quarterback. Now, I know Kenny Pickett hasn't played well this year. But sometimes I do get over. This is a fan channel, right? This is me talking Steelers, just a bloke in his room, having my thoughts on, the Steelers or whatever may come up, throughout the week. And by the way, we've got a game coming up too, Steelers versus Raiders. And I come back to this quite a bit when social media is so crazy right now that everything is like, instant gratification. And if something's not going your way straight away, we want to fire someone. This bloke, okay? I understand that. I get people aren't happy with MC. I've said my stuff last year. This year, I've been, middle ground, okay with it, and then sometimes been frustrated. I understand that stuff. So it's very tricky water in those kind of parts. But in terms of like KP8 and Kenny Pickett and how high everybody was on him in the offseason and how he ended last year with the Ravens game, the pass of Najee Harris, everyone's really rallied behind him and the support behind him was fantastic, right? I don't know if they're going to fire Matt Canada. I don't even know by saying that or even writing the petitions online if that even matters, right? We're not going to talk about that today. We're not stick really just talking about Kenny Pickett and KP8 and how that is my quarterback. I think we forget this point though, and I understand. I'm just putting it there too. I know that he's been struggling. I know he's been misreading plays and he's thrown 3 interceptions. He's not playing well at the moment. I'm not saying that he's a saint or he's one of the best quarterbacks out there. What I'm saying is that's my quarterback. There's need to be some support behind that, right? You guys can bash Kenny if you want to in the comments. You can say he's the worst one. He's not our franchise player. I'm just not ready to do that just yet. And there's a few reasons why, right? I saw the promise last year that when he was playing, he was zipping the balls into, to DJ with almost getting a touchdown. There was the great pass on versus Raiders at Sunday Night Football. Franco Harris had just passed away, and then boom, right a minute. See you later, right down the guts, wins the game. There was some special moments happening with KP8. Then we had the offseason. We were all supporting him when he got married. The locker room loves him. Coach Tomlin loves him. The team's getting around Kenny Pickett. He's the guy. He's looking like the franchise. Everyone's supporting him inside the locker room, and they're all excited. Patrick Peterson, Cameron Hayward, they're all getting around him. Then you start to face some adversity into this year where you go and versus the San Fran 49ers. By the way, they look like the best team in the NFL, maybe besides the Eagles, right? They scored 30 points per game. We've only scored like 7 on offense. And their defense is pretty outstanding on their players like Nick Bosa, Hargrave, those kind of dudes there. So it's not like that Kenny has versed, subpar defenses. They've been pretty like elite defenses. But I find that Steeler Nation, a part of us just gives up. We do. We tend to give up. We want to see the next guy. It's always the next guy, the next guy, the next guy. Kenny Pickett's not working out. They want to put in Trubisky. Trubisky's not working out. They want to put in Rudolph. Rudolph's not working out. They want to put in Duck. Duck's not working out. You want to call up Landry Jones. Landry Jones doesn't work out. You want to bring back Josh Dobbs. He doesn't work out. You want to go and get Big Ben. You want to keep going, bang, 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 bang. Like that. And it comes back to instant gratification. It really does. That's what we live in this society now. We check our phones every 5 minutes to see if we get a notification, a retweet, anything like that. A YouTube comment when here. By the way, if you like this video, comment, do that kind of stuff. Let me know your opinion, right? But what I'm trying to say is that Kenny Pickett is my quarterback. I'm supporting him, but I think you should give a quarterback that in a rookie deal, 3 to 4 years to see what he is. And you just have to, it's not 2 games, right? So in the words of Terrell Owens, that's my quarterback. I'm supporting him. Now, I do think, though, We brought up Matt Canada, and I wanted to bring up this one thing too. This hasn't been the best showing for MC in the last 3 years. Under Matt Canada, points per game is 19, 315 yards per game, 31st, 29th, 31st, right? So how is Kenny Pickett meant to, excel in this offense? I'm not saying it's all on Matt Canada. I'm not saying it's all on Kenny Pickett. I'm just saying at some point, you just have to be behind and support. I think you got to support the guy, right? Because this game coming up versus the Raiders, you're going to have Kenny Pickett have a better chance to go out there and get, hopefully 2 TDs and maybe link up with George Pickens, find Frymouth over the middle, work into Connor Hayward or get the ball to Austin, and all the things we talked about in the offseason. And I find that we kind of give up on the quarterback so easily. So easily. There is no facing the adversity of like, well, okay, he does suck right now. He's not a good quarterback right now, but he can get better, right? I've been doing some coaching recently for my new job, coaching like pickleball, right? And we've all got to start somewhere. And you find out little errors you're making, and you fix them. You don't cut the person, or you don't train the person, or show them skills because they're not a good player yet. You stick with them. You keep coaching him in that day, the next day. You keep getting better. I'm all about getting better. That is in life, in YouTube land, wherever, right? And I try and support my guys as best I can. I know there's a bit of frustration around the MC as OC right now. I understand that. I understand there's frustration around Mike Tomlin, but I'm going to stick behind him as well and cheer and support him on for what he's done for the Steelers organization over the last 16, 17 years. That's just what I'm going to do on this channel. So for me, I'm going to say that's my quarterback. Now, let's look at Kenny's stats, right? The last 2 years, he's played in 15 games. He has an 8-6 record. He has completion-wise 291 to 465, 62%, and 2,800 yards, 9 TDs, and 12 interceptions. What is one thing you can take away from that? I'll tell you there's one thing I can take away from that right away. He's played only 15 games. 15 games. That's the biggest takeaway. I don't care about the interceptions. I don't care about the TDs. He's played 15 games. Hasn't even played a full season. Now he's into his second year, but a full season of games yet. And fans are ready to throw him to the wolves and say he's a bust, he's bad, he can't do this, he can't read zone, he can't throw further than 30 yards, his accuracy is poor. The list goes on and on and on and on. We want to tank, we want to do this, we want to do that, right? And I think it's quite comical. I think it's way too early to judge a guy off 15 games. So 15 games, win record is 8-6. He has a percentage of 62%, almost 2,000 yards, 9-12, right? And even going into a game two versus the Raiders for me, he can turn a lot of this around. If Kenny goes in this game and gets 300 yards and, finds a rhythm or chemistry with George Pickens, he links up with Najee, and then we get some good play calls and designs where you can get Warren the football, who can run for 30, 40 yards, get the yak up and start to move down the field and put the pressure on the Raiders, which the Raiders are going to be an easier team on defense. Not saying that they're bad, right? But they're going to be a bit easier than the Browns were with their pass rush, and also with the pass rush the 49ers were. So the Raiders might be an easier game for Kenny to kind of settle into and start to warm up, or at least get his 2023 season started. So I want to say again, that's my quarterback, right? I don't know. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I just think we grab these players that we give them a small amount of reps or a small amount of time, and the moment they stuff up, they fail, they throw bad passes, we tend to give up on them, and we're all about the next guy. And the next guy to me is you give him a small window to I don't know, a chance, or maybe not even a chance. You give him a small window of opportunity to say, can he do it for the Steelers? Can he be the franchise guy? Then when he isn't, it's always the next guy again. You know what I mean? To me, it's just quite frustrating and quite funny. I don't cheer my team on that way. I'm not an analyst. I'm just a bloke in his room talking Pittsburgh Steelers football. And when I go back to, that's my quarterback, right? that's what I want to support. And I'm keen to watch this game versus the Raiders. And I actually think he can play quite well and link up with George Pickens. And this could be one where he gets 250, 280 yards, 300 yards, and breaks the hoodoo. I don't think he has scored 2 TDs in the game yet. He could get 2 TDs, one to Frymouth, one to George Pickens, and win the game. I've got 27-17. Anyways, guys, that's kind of my bit of a rant today. I just wanted to end on that. That look, KP8, he's not playing well right now, but there's always chances in the future with games coming up, with the Raiders game, the Texans, the Ravens. It's still a full year to go. And a lot of people are saying that he's a bust, he's terrible. There's no point, there's no point having him here. He was a reach at 20. Why we get him here? We should have got Brock Purdy. All those kind of narratives. And I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Like, why can't you get around KP8? And maybe you don't want to see him succeed. A lot of guys out there don't want to see Najee succeed now. They want Warren to be number one. But in reality, Najee's number one, Warren's two. It's the 1-2 punch. We just have to use them better. The offense needs to run the rock better, and they have to get Kenny in a better chance to win. That's it, guys. That's my rant for today. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your Saturday morning day. I'll be going live later on today, but that's my quarterback, right? That's my quarterback, man. KP8. Anyways, guys, I'll see you later.
Back here, Coach, and what you expect now from Kenny Pickett, year 2. It's his team, full control from jump. What do you expect here? What do you talk to him about?
I expect him to kill it.
All right. Watch out. Let's go, baby. That's awesome. Woo! Kenny, what's up? Hey, what you doing tonight, man? Y'all watching TV? What y'all got going on? Hey, you ready to come back to Oakland? Hey, we're about to make you a Pittsburgh Steeler,